Thank you once again for joining us, and I hope everybody had a great weekend. We've been getting a lot of calls about people saying that, hey, can you go more in depth about buying a house, or can you go more in depth or write it down about paying a house off? So I don't want to put too much on somebody. So basically, what I want to talk about today is I want to talk about um, buying a house. Is this the right time, or how do I go about buying a house? Now, the first question that I want to answer is when somebody asks me, is this the right time to buy a house? I respond to it this way. I think it's always a right time to buy a house. Now, the reason why I say that is because of the process. When we talk about buying a house, is a process, and it's questions that you have to ask yourself, and only yourself can answer these questions. So the first question that you have to ask yourself is, how good is your credit? The second thing is stable employment. The third thing is, do you have enough money saved up for a down payment and a closing cost? So all this is a process. That's why I say that you have to ask yourself that question and answer that for yourself. So the average process that it takes for somebody to purchase a house is between 1 year to 2 years. Now, some people have done it sooner than that, but I'm just giving you the average. So the first step that you would do, that won't cost you a thing. You need to contact a realtor. You need to contact a realtor and ask them to pull your credit. Once they pull your credit, they will tell you what's on your credit and what you need to get off your credit. That's the first step that somebody need to do. And most of the time, if you have your credit pulled and it's things on your credit, when you challenge it, 75% of the time, the people don't even respond back. And the people that do respond back, let's just hypothetically say you owe $5,000 to somebody. They may say, okay, give me $1,500, and we'll go ahead and remove it. So those things like that. But remember, you got an entire year to work on this, 2 years or whatever the case may be. But it's always good to go ahead and start the process. Don't say to yourself, well, when I'm fully ready to buy a house, that's when I'm gonna start doing all these things. No, you want to start working on that now, because like I said, the average person, it takes 1 to 2 years. Yes, it has been people that has done it sooner, but I'm only giving you the average. So them are the things that you need to work on. And also, let's just hypothetically say you only been on your job 6 months. So if you work on these things and it take you a year or take you a year and a half, that's the 2 years that you need. And in the process, if you don't have money saved up, you can start saving up money, because these are the things that the realtor gonna ask you. They're gonna want to pull your credit. They're gonna ask you how long you've been on your job. They're gonna ask you the place that you're renting. Have you been paying on time? And they're gonna ask you, do you have money saved up for the down payment and the closing costs? So these are things that a person need to get in order, um, which which is not hard at all. It just takes time and commitment to do it. And and to be honest with you, that year or 2 years will go by so fast, you just be amazed with it. And the reason why I say that always is a good time for somebody to buy a house is because whenever you renting, I don't care if it's a apartment, a condo, or a house, whatever you rented, whenever you renew your lease, uh, they have a right to take the rent up. They have that right. The second thing is they can sell anytime they want. They have that right because the property belongs to them. And the third thing is they they don't have to renew your lease. It's totally up to them. I've seen people they tell people that I'm sorry, but you when your lease is up, you gotta go because I'm moving back home. Or I'm gonna rent to a family member. Anything. I mean, it's their property. They have the right to it. And another thing is that the landlord renewing your lease, he can change or add anything inside the lease. I have ran into people that I did deliveries, and they told me that the landlord told them that he's not responsible or she's not responsible anymore for any appliances in the house. The refrigerator, the stove, the microwave, the dishwasher, anything. If it don't falls on him, so if anything break, you have to replace it or either get it fixed yourself. So the person that holds the key is the person that runs the show. Some people may think, well, I don't have to worry about cutting any grass. I don't have to worry about anything breaking down. Hey, okay, that's fine for now. But there's a lot of people out there, especially that's up in age, and they have to work in order to cover the rest of their bills. So when they get to a point that they can no longer work, and it will come to that point, are they going to be able to pay what they need to pay? Because nobody's out there working. They love to work. Nobody's out there doing that. So you have to ask yourself is how is it going to be in the future? Because a lot of times, like I tell people, what you do today is going to be the outcome for your future. So the plans that you make today, the steps that you take today is going to affect your future. So it's good to take the steps today towards buying a house versus renting a house, because a lot of people that me and my wife ran into when we was going out to feed the poor, they was in that situation not because they was drunks, not because they were drug addicts, because they said that it came to a point that when they retired or got a disability check, or when they got their Social Security, they weren't able to afford to pay the rent. So no family member, some of the family members died off and other family members wouldn't take it in, and they end up on the street. It's a sad story. And another thing too, the average rent is between $1,400 and $2,500 a month. That's the average across the United States. Okay, now you don't necessarily have to run out here and get a house. Let's just say a house, and I'm throwing them out there, a $250,000 house. It's deals out there, still deals out there for move-in houses that's running about $130,000 to $175,000. You don't have to and ready move in. Then you got houses that just need paint throwed on them, and you can move on in there. So I'm gonna say this right here. Go ahead and take the time and get started. Contact a realtor, how to pull your credit, work on your credit, and save up money. And I guarantee you won't regret it. And remember, I share this with you because what you make happen for others, God will make happen for you.